Hey, mathematicians. I just wanted to give you a quick setup for our assignment today, adding and subtracting decimals, just so you'll be successful if you need that help. So basically, we have a few questions here from this graph over here. So we have to be able to read a graph, figure out how much each of these little increments are between the dollars, and then add and subtract based off of what the question is asking. Let's get some more light here. There we go. So here's what it says. I'm going to just set up some of the problems, and you're going to be solving these today. The Ramirez kids earn money each week for the chores they complete around the house. They made a bar graph showing how much they each earned in the first 2 weeks of the year. Use the graph to answer the questions below. Show all of your work. So when I look at the graph over here, it's titled Money for Chores. There's a legend that says week 1, which is like a lighter gray. Week 2 is a darker gray. Oh, by the way, this is page 74 in your student book. If you want to get that out, it's a lot easier to write it in your book than it is on Kami. But if Kami works for you, then you can do it this way too. The graph goes all the way up to $10, and it starts at $0 at the very bottom. So then it goes up in increments of $1, $2, $3. So it goes up in increments of $1. But then between each dollar, there's these little lines that are even, that gives us even smaller amounts of money between each dollar. So we need to figure out how much each of these lines is worth. Okay. Then we have at the bottom, we have Sarah, Johnny, and Richard, the 3 kids. So before I look at the questions, I would like to know how much each of these lines is worth between the dollar amounts. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each dollar is split into 5 equal parts. So if a dollar is 100 cents, I'm just going to write this out real quick. Let's kind of write over here. So if a dollar I cannot write there, I guess. Let's see. In the margins. I'm going to write right here. I'm going to erase this, though. So basically what I'm saying is 100 divided by 5, 100 fifths. So I'm trying to figure out how much each of these lines is worth between each dollar. So I'm dividing 100 divided by 5. I wrote that as a fraction, but it means dividing as well, right? So 100 divided by 5. How many times can 5 fit into 100 equally? Well, 100 divided by 5, I know it's not 25 because that would be 4, right? If I did it by quarters. So it's got to be less than 25. So I'm going to say I'm just going to write it because I don't have room, but 100 divided by 5 equals 20. So they're 20-cent increments, and I can double check my work by saying 20 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 100. So there's my dollar. That was kind of a long way to say that each of these little lines here are broken up into 20-cent increments, okay? And that's going to be super important as we move on. So that's why I wanted to make that clear before you start. And so once you know that, you'll be able to figure out the rest, I'm pretty sure. So like down here, there's a couple things I want you to look at. Let me make it a little bigger here. So down here, this line here is worth 20 cents. This line here, if we're counting up by 20, would be 40. So 20, 40, 60, 80 cents, and 100, right? Or $1. So these are all really money amounts. So I'm going to put my whole amount on the left-hand side of the decimal here in the ones place, which is 0. So 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents, 80. Whoops, that's supposed to be up there. 80 cents, $1. And then if you keep going, you don't have to do this, but I just want to show you $1.40. Oh my gosh, $1.20, $1.40, $1.60, and this line here would be $1.80. And then we have $2. And then we would have $2.20, $2.40, $2.60, $2.80, $3. $3.20, $3.40, all the way up to $10. Okay. And so just important to know that. And then the next thing it's important to know is what I have my kids do every year is I go ahead and just look at the amount Sarah made in week 1 and the amount Sarah made in week 2. And I put the totals above the graph, above the bar where that stops, just so I can have a quick glance and I know exactly what I'm doing, because the questions are going to ask you about these. Okay. So what I like to do is, let's use green for this one. I like to go ahead and say, okay, Sarah in week 1, she made $1 here, and then she's up one line over the dollar, which is at our $1.20 mark. So I'm going to write $1.20 above Sarah's week 1. Then I'm going to do the same thing for week 2. I'm going to go up, 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 up. Here's the $3 mark. And then I know that each of these lines is worth 20 cents. So it's $3, $3.20, $3.40, $3.60. Okay, so I'm going to write $3.60 above Sarah's week 2. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Johnny. So Johnny, week 1, he made, there's the dollar mark here, $1.20, $1.40. So in week 1, Johnny made $1.40. And then week 2, oh my gosh, he went way up there. Let's go up, let's scroll up. Ooh, look at this, Johnny. All right, so Johnny, this week 2 is above the $8 mark. So we have $8, $8.20, $8.40, $8.60. I just like to have these there just so I can come back and look at them real quick and I know exactly what I'm looking at. All right, so we're done with Johnny. Let's go to Richard. Little Richard here. So we have Richard in week 1 goes up to $4, $4.20, $4.40, and $4.60. All right, let's see what he gets in week 2. Oh my gosh. Johnny, look at you. Oh, no, not Johnny. Richard, look at you in week 2. All right, so Richard is all the way up to the max. He's up to $10 for week 2. Okay, so now when I zoom out here, I can see that all of my numbers, I can just look real quick. Sarah, $1.20 in week 1. $3.60 in week 2. Johnny, $1.40 week 1. $8.60 in week 2. And then Richard, $4.60 in week 1, and all the way up to $10 in week 2. And so let's look why that would be important. I'm not going to do these for you, but I want to look why these are important, okay? So look at the information for Sarah's earnings. This is for Sarah. How much did Sarah earn in week 1? Look at that. We already figured that out. Week 1, she earned $1. Remember the dollar sign? $1.20. Okay, that one was easy. How much did Sarah earn in week 2? Okay, Sarah earned $3.60 in week 2. And then here's where the arithmetic comes in. How much more did Sarah earn in week 2 than week 1? How much more is that clue for subtraction, right? So we're going to take $3.60, and I give you room here, $3.60 minus $1. Remember, the decimals have to line up. Your place values have to line up. So your hundredths, tenths, and whole numbers have to line up when you do any arithmetic with decimals. Okay, so the decimal has to be in the same row when you're adding and subtracting. So I want you to go ahead and do that. And then number 2 is questions about Johnny and Richard. Okay, and I want you to figure those out as well. All right, so hopefully that's helpful, and good luck today. All right, it's Friday.